We are still on the World Cup day 16 and we are about to play the last round of fixtures in Group G. And just like Group H, which we've already discussed, Group G is also one group that everything remains out there. Everything is open for possible permutations and combinations ahead of the final round of fixtures. And Victor, let's talk about Belgium and New Zealand. Obviously, the door is still pretty much wide open for a place in the knockout stages. New Zealand go in search of their first win against the Belgium side, also in search of their first win. Are Belgium at risk of missing out on a place in the knockout stages?
I mean, just like what you said about all the permutations, all of these teams are at risk of missing out. But yeah, it would be a big shock if Belgium do not make it through. But for all their talent and for all their quality, they seem to constantly get in sticky situations in group stages. Look at the Euros. They were in that group where at the end, all four teams had 4 points each, and their opponents were Ukraine, Romania, and Slovakia. Belgium somehow managed to finish second on goal difference in that group. That was terrible. That's not a mark of a serious team to me. And this year, Group G, by far the easiest draw for a European side. And they've completely cocked it up so far. 2 points in 2 games. I'll say that, yeah, they should be able to beat New Zealand. But again, they should have been able to beat Egypt and they should have been able to beat Iran. And look what the hell happened.
Yeah, fair point. And then over to you, Max. On their part, New Zealand have lost 10 out of their last 13 games against European nations. Do you think they can go against that trend here?
At this point, I already can expect everything from Belgium side, but I still believe they can win this one finally, and maybe with a big margin to be top of the group. But yeah, I mean, there was kind of shit show in this group so far, but I still feel like Belgium side and the quality of players is much higher than any other. I mean, probably even all three teams combined in the group, but somehow they're on 2 points still. Yeah, even a draw here will probably be enough for them to make the playoffs. But if you're making the playoffs from the third place from this group with 0 goal difference, you better not participate.
Yeah, and then speaking about the remaining two sides, Egypt, Victor. Egypt are looking to become Group G winners with a victory over Iran, with the latter looking to reach the knockout stages for the first time in their history. Now, two questions here. Can Egypt pull this off? And how surprising is it to see Egypt top the group going into the final group stage fixtures?
Yeah, absolutely surprising, especially because of you have Belgium in there. Everybody would have expected Belgium to be at least on 4 points at this stage, if not six. But yeah, as far as pulling it off and finishing first, so there's two sides to this, because if they can top the group, then yeah, absolutely go for it. It's a big opportunity because of who the opposition is at the moment, but also for their further progression. If Egypt finish first, then possible opponents are South Korea from Group A, Ecuador from E, Cape Verde or Saudi Arabia or Uruguay from H, Senegal, if at all possible, from Group I, and Algeria or Austria from J. I think if Egypt put their minds to it, any of those sides are beatable. But even finishing second in this group is a good outcome because it's Australia that they're paired up with, which, again, not a terribly difficult opponent. So I think Egypt getting to the round of 16 with the way things stand at the moment is a very distinct possibility.
Hmm, fair point. So let's go over to Iran with a starting XI averaging 32 years and 181 days, the actual oldest in World Cup history. What is their best scenario of making it to the knockout stages?
I mean, technically Egypt is already in playoffs, even if they lose this one, and Iran probably will make the playoffs if they draw here. So I can't expect one of the most boring games again. Probably something around the one of what we saw from Paraguay against Australia, but still, maybe one of them will try to score rather than the other two didn't. But I feel like, I mean, we saw what Iran can offer: stand in defense, and sometimes run in counterattacks and somehow score, maybe not, and that's it. Honestly, pretty much the same we saw from Egypt. So I'm not even sure who's going to play the ball majority of the time. Probably Iran because they need this game more than Egypt. But still, it feels like this is one of the most boring games of the group stage upcoming.
Yeah, right. Anyways, Victor, over to both predictions for any of these pictures.
I kind of disagree with Max about Egypt Iran being boring. So I'm going to say over 2.5 goals for Egypt, because if New Zealand could stick two in for Iran, surely Egypt can do three. And I'm also going with BTTS for New Zealand v Belgium.
Max, yours?
I'd say under 1.5 goals for Egypt, Iran, and Belgium over 2.5 goals.
Interesting. And then finally, score predictions, Victor. New Zealand, Belgium.
Max, you're going to hate this 2-2.
Max, yours?
I'd say 3-1.
And then finally, Egypt, Iran, Victor.
3-1 to Egypt, perhaps even 4-1.
Yeah, Max, yours?
I'd say 0-0, but let it be 1-0 Egypt.
Fair enough. Anyways, the door is still pretty much wide open for a place in the knockout stages for literally any of the sides there, but all eyes will be on Belgium to see whether they actually miss out or if they can sneak in just like Max will be hoping for to the knockout stages. And it will be interesting to see what happens after this group. And as usual, we'll be here to bring all the best talking points after they happen.